Let me show you what 1 month of travel looks like in Thailand for only $1,500. As you can see, Thailand as a whole is rather large, but we're going to break it down into transportation prices, accommodation prices, and the food budget for the day is 20 USD. From here, you're going to take your connecting flight from Bangkok to Chiang Mai International Airport, and that's where our journey begins. Now that we're here in Chiang Mai, here's an example of somewhere you could stay that fits in the budget, and here's an example of your ticket to your next stop, Bangkok. There's actually an insane amount of options in Bangkok. You're going to be here for 3 to 4 nights before you move on to your next stop. Here's an example of your accommodation. Here's an example of your transportation to Phuket. Phuket is a huge party area, so I assume you're going to be there for several nights to sleep off your hangover. Let's give you 6 nights in Phuket. Here's an example of an accommodation. Here's an example of transportation to your next place, Krabi. Specifically, Railay Beach can be a little crowded. We're only going to be there 3 nights. Here's an example of your accommodation, and here's an example of your transportation to your next stop, the Koh Phi Phi Island chain. Here's an example of your accommodation in Koh Phi Phi. Here's an example of your transportation from Koh Phi Phi to your next stop, Koh Samui. This is your last stop, so we're going to go for a chiller, less populated island. You just finished 3 nights in Koh Samui and you're on your way back to Bangkok. Here's an example of your accommodation in Koh Samui, and here's an example of your transportation back to Bangkok for your flight home. That's roughly 25 days of travel. We still have 5 days left in the month. I usually leave those open for travel days as you're not going to want to do anything if you've been sitting on a bus all day. But I'm going to update each of these categories with the prices of 5 days of travel, and you'll see our grand total is still underneath our $1,500 mark. Hi, my name's Gavin. Welcome to Gavin Goes. My goal here is to make travel feel more accessible, less scary, and more budget friendly. If you have any more questions or anywhere else you want me to go and do a budget for, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for your time.